On the KR server, there's a player who climbed from Master 120 LP all the way to Challenger 584 LP in just 2 days by one-tricking Colossal Udyr. What's really interesting is that over his last 20 matches, he had a top 4 rate of 70%, but his win rate was only 5%. So it's not a comp that wins first place often, but it's amazing at consistently finishing top 4. Looking through his match history, it was literally nothing but 6 duelists with Colossal Udyr. I'll share all the details I found about this player. Before getting started, here are 3 things that are good to know. First, Udyr's Colossal snacks can appear starting from Stage 3 at level 6. Second, Ash's highest DPS build is Ginsu plus Kraken. Of course, it's not always possible to hit the perfect setup, so just make sure Ginsus and Kraken are built and keep the 3rd slot flexible. For anti-heal and armor shred are both important, but if only one is possible, armor shred matters more. Keeping these in mind makes things a lot easier. Alright, let's get started. This is the standard level 8 board. Until Lee Sin shows up, just use Gangplank as the filler. Even though Udyr is the main carry here, this isn't a level 7 reroll comp, it's a fast 8 comp. So the plan is to rush level 8 quickly, then roll to make sure Udyr, Set, and Ash all reach 2-star. Once Udyr, Set, and Ash are all at 2-star on level 8, there are 2 paths you can take. If scouting shows that Udyr isn't being contested, stay at level 8 and go for a slow roll, aiming to hit 3-star Udyr and 3-star Viego. If Viego reaches 3-star and has good items, it's fine to give Ash's snacks to Viego instead. In that case, if Viego has Quicksilver, give him stretchy arms. If he doesn't, then unflinching is the better option. On the other hand, if Udyr's 3-star looks out of reach, then just head straight to level 9. At level 9, the choices are Twisted Fate or Zyra. If there's enough HP to spare, go for Twisted Fate. If HP is low, Zyra is the safer option. For snacks, they go to Udyr and Ash. Udyr always takes Colossal. He has a really high chance of rolling Colossal, so there's no need to worry about missing it. For Ash, just choose depending on the situation. If there's no armor shred, take Bludgeoner. If there's no anti-heal, take Solar Breath. And if you already have both armor shred and anti-heal, then just go with whatever feels right. Bullet Hell, Desperado, Double Strike, Kahuna Huna, any of those work fine. At level 9, it's actually stronger to give Colossal to Lee Sin rather than adding Twisted Fate or Zyra. The problem is that the odds aren't high. If Ash's snacks gets moved to Lee Sin and he fails to roll Colossal, the whole game can collapse right there. So this is more of a last resort. If it feels like there's no way to win against the lobby anyway, then it might be worth gambling on Colossal Lee Sin. But if that's not the case, it's much safer to just play Twisted Fate or Zyra. Positioning should always be adjusted depending on the matchup, but unless there's a special situation, just keep the board set up like this. I don't really know the exact reason, but the one-trick player always used this formation, so it's probably his optimized setup. And if Zyra gets added at level 9, then the board should look like this. However, against Akali and Caitlyn, the positioning does need to change a bit. This formation is the safest way to play against them. So if Zyra is on the board at level 9 and the opponent has Caitlyn, then use this setup. For items, Udyr's best setup is Gargoyle, Titan's Resolve, and Sterax. Sterax can be swapped with another tank item, but Gargoyle and Titan's Resolve are absolutely mandatory. Gargoyle is obvious, and without Titan's Resolve, Braum can break through too easily and dive straight into the backline. For Ash, her best DPS build is Ginsus, and Kraken. Of course, it's not always possible to hit the perfect setup, so just make sure Ginsus and Kraken are built and keep the 3rd slot flexible. For Set, utility tank items like Sunfire and Evenshoud work really well. For Viego, just give him whatever is left over. Even Thief's Gloves are fine. And Lee Sin might not even appear until the end of the game, so just hand him some completed items later if the chance comes. For augments, the most important rule is to never take an economy augment. All 3 augments should always be item or combat focused. That's what really gives this comp its power.